Camille being prioritized. So Leonites, just as you mentioned, Infinity, they will be able to utilize this and give this to Ro. Now, the biggest question is, well, not exactly the biggest question, will the Galio go to Sean or will go to keep distance? We've talked about the Nami, the Lucian Nami before, actually, as one of the best combos to do in the duo lane with Lucian. And now Tante back at it with this Riven. And Boy J is going to be the Camille jungle.
Right, and Ziggs to follow up on that one. And I think LAKAN Esports wants to play this at a very far distance because of a Galio, because of Illusion that has Leonites Esports locked in. The Yana potentially to be locked in as well if Sean wants to go for this champion. They played it very proficiently in day 2 and day number 1, and they continue to go for it. Good synergy, Diana and Galio to Wukong for the Wombo combo potential for Leonites.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cyclone, Moonfall, and Heroes Entrance. And it is Channy's playing. It is not Boy J there on that Camille. Now it's gonna be Corki. This is a pole competition coming from LAKAN with a lot of those single target CCs that we talked about, and Janna now being on Arjuk's hands. And this is a setup with Renekton finish. That means it is going to be a Galio for keep distance, Diana in the mid lane. And this is going to be looking pretty standard and looking to be a very scary 5v5, just as we were talking about Leonites' strength, all about that AoE, and here they are.
It's a protect the king composition. It's not protect the queen. Lucian will be the center of it all. If Lucian scales out in this game, LAKAN Esports has all the potential to try and outscale Leonites Esports in the mid-game, late game. And I think we talked about Lucian's potential. I think level 1 will be so massive for this champion because you're comparing it onto a Corki. You have Lucian priority onto having that pressure in, that poking potential is there as well. Level 2, level 3 will be Lucian's game. But level 5 though is a different story because Corki will now be scaling out in a different light.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I think that's the reason why they put Arjuk on this Janna, but he is wearing an Ignite here, so it's not Ison with a flash barrier, and it's a different configuration as we see right now. Exhaust though for Yanzu. They want to bait out level 1s, bait out summoner spells at level 1 though, but look at this 4-man in the mid lane.
This is the traditional setup that we saw prior patch 2.4, wherein everyone comes in mid, gets that fast clear, then go to their respective lanes. But considering Wukong at level 1 for Leonites Esports, it's not as strong, and LAKAN has that advantage to take the red buff away.
Yeah, Wukong can't exactly do anything. Andy69 here is a... He might fall because there's a lot on the board. There's just too many pokes from Dedenne. But this is going to be pretty sad for the Diana. This is a melee versus ranged matchup. Level 1 is going to be a little bit tough. Good thing though, you do have that first skill from Sean to farm a little bit. But looking at the lane swap right now, this is the configuration. This is Yanzu providing wave clear at least for Jash. So this alleviates the pressure a little bit more at least.
Right, and having the 2-man roam for Leonites Esports, I think they really want to adjust with LAKAN Esports' action here. Because considering you have the 3-man roam top in the first 30 seconds for LAKAN Esports, states that Leonites needs to act fast so that they can act quickly onto LAKAN Esports' switch in lanes to the top side of the map. And considering that happened, Leonites Esports with a switch as well, you have Corki now coming in mid.
Yeah, this is a pretty scary setup just because most likely Sean wouldn't get priority, and it's not like, I mean, there is that kill potential, I suppose, from Andy69 with the ganks from the Wukong, especially come level 5 for up against Ison, but it's so difficult because Ison as a Corki can farm safely, so I would expect him not to be overextended in the lane and be susceptible to those dangerous ganks against Andy and Sean.
I think the safety is gonna be key here for both Leonites Esports and LAKAN Esports. Wait for the level 5. If level 5 happens, you have a lot of ultimates to utilize, especially for the side of Leonites Esports, wherein their composition relies on that Wombo combo. You have Andy69 as sort of the engager, Sean to follow through, and Yanzo to follow up. And having that setup will be key for their team in sort of the mid-game fights against LAKAN Esports. But look at that. The Knight is setting up the top side of the map with Yanzu coming on top. Regis pressures in onto Ison.
Yeah, he's just looking for possibly, Ison going a little bit overextended, but he knows what's up. There is a little bit of vision in the river because of that scuttler, so they are pretty much aware of the incoming danger. And now, though, it is the standard setup. Well, standard, where the mid lane is now in the mid lane. I mean, Ziggs is now in the mid lane. And look at that, they're on a hunting squad.
They want to get the kill.
Arjo.
No. They're going back away. It's a
Okay.
prank from LAKAN ESPORTS.
It's a but his flash is gone, so that is very, very important in the next 30 seconds when the Mountain Drake, when the Rift Herald spawns. So Arjuk's gonna be a little bit vulnerable.
Taunt comes in. That's gonna be the Camille trying to go back away. He does with a cable. Lee Knights will not go all in. And no first blood as of yet.
Bit scary there for Chinese. It is at least with the hook shot saving a Camille, but a flash, a lot of trigger discipline though. Look at row one, unleashing the culling onto Tante. He's forced to pick up that honey fruit.
So no ultimate in the Dragon Clash or even the Rift Herald fight. So LAKAN Esports has this in mind, but also Lee Knights has another thing in mind, that Arjuk still is not on level 5, which means they can force this out, battle this, because no sustainability present for LAKAN Esports, but rather going for the Rift Herald instead to try and get a tower first blood, because they understand that this is just the Mountain Dragon.
Yeah, it's Rift Herald definitely more valuable. And actually, they have what do you call this? They were hoping that most likely LAKAN would be able to try and contest, but they can't because this is such a strong 5v5. LAKAN's still looking towards getting more items to the Dene. Ison more of that 2-item power spike. We'll see what the build path is. So, Leonites uncontested in the 5v5 scenario, and LAKAN has to respect this.
Yeah, Tante, there to defend, but Rift Herald will come through. You have Ziggs with a Mega Inferno Bomb. That's gonna be pretty massive. The first blood will come through. That's Aizen taking it down. Lee Knights Esports will be forced to back away. That's gonna be the flash from Yanzu because too much damage is just there. And Galio with the ultimate into mid lane as a last resort. But LAKAN Esports is looking for more as Dream Rome comes into mid. Camille comes in with the damage as well, but too far ahead for Lee Knights Esports as they are down 1.
The row 1 was in a round, so it was a 4v5, 4v4 situation, but Ison was practically present in that fight alongside the Dene. He didn't have to be there. That Mega Inferno Bomb was basically enough, and it was technically a 5v5, and now that's a tower going down, and they're able to even out that map space atop.
Yeah, and it's an easy take because you have Dedenne onto Ziggs, and Ziggs is a siege champion that in 20%, 25% on turrets, he can easily take it down. And that is the reason why LAKAN Esports now has the advantage when it comes to turrets. But do take note, Josh is doing the same thing onto reflecting in bot side of the map, getting a 2 for 2 in turrets in this game thus far.
Yeah, Zig's still incredibly strong. They are looking into ganking Jash, though.
Chinese 1 tries to go for the Hexic Ultimatum, and that's gonna be the lockdown onto Jash. Too much damage. Mega Inferno Bomb putting him down. And LAKAN Esports once again will take the kill away from the Knights Esports.
What a way of roaming from LAKAN. Well, they're able to get more space, plant more vision in the deeper ends of Leonites' jungle.
Oh, but a Moonfall will be there, trying to go ahead onto Chinese. But a Monsoon will be a clutch movement. 2-man stun from Chinese 1, trying to get a kill onto Yanzu. But they will be safe. Both teams will go back away.
Okay, this is the reset. They have to do the reset just because the Infernal Drake may come soon. Rather, is going to come soon. That's a really nicely done kill, and as well as disengage from Arjuk. The value of this Janna really paying off as, Leonites wanted to get an exchange kill, at least out of Josh, unfortunately dying at top side, or bot side rather. Double Executioners pick up for Josh and Andy69. Essence Reaver already completed, and we get to see Ison on his way to that second item Triforce. So he is definitely gonna hurt after picking that up. Already has a Phage. And so far, so good for LAKAN. And with that 1k gold lead, still not as scary just yet, but they're doing a lot of movements around the map. and getting picks here and there and giving those kills to either Dedenne or Ison.
Right. And I think the two Executioners calling for Leonites Esports and not having any Grievous Wounds items for row 1 states that Leonites Esports wants to really have all-in damage for row 1 instead of considering to go for sort of the counterplay against LAKAN Esports. And having the Executioner as well, not the Bramble Vest, means that they want to go for the duels instead of going for the passive type of setup onto a tank build for these two champions. But Infernal Dragon will come up 20 seconds, and I think that will be the next clash that is worth taking for these two teams that will change the game.
Yeah, they were definitely like, okay, Ro, don't worry. We got the Grievous Wounds items. You just focus on the damage. Don't have to worry about that. So far, though, look at this Death Brush being set up by LAKAN over here. A little scary.
Esports has a game sense. They're going for the flank. That's going to be pretty massive. Two-man taunt coming in. The calling will be there as well. No one will be connected into that. No damage will come through. And Leonites Esports will try to take the kill. That's going to be the 1-for-1 as Camille tries to go in. Stasis for Sean will hit him alive just a little bit longer. But Tante into the backside gets a double kill, flashes in, gets a stun in. That's the triple kill. And that will be the ace for LAKAN Esports, removing Leonites from the face of the earth.
Jeez, LAKAN! Oh my word! Leonites were wanting the head. They wanted Ison's head on that fight, but forgot about Tante, who was also busy distracting the backline. He had Ro's face on those stuns, and it was just so hard to catch up. Leonites had this really nice start of the fight, but couldn't follow up because of Tante's zoning. And look at that, even picking up that death stance, he will definitely be much harder to kill.
Definitely, I think he's building into more sort of a defensive type of setup here with the stasis onto Dedenne into having that composition in, because he knows that Leonites Esports wants to take him down as much as possible. But now it's going to be a setup from Leonites Esports, getting the taunt in from Tante, but redemption in. That will give him a little more sustainability. Yanzu will try to go back away, but Corgi will be there. Missile barrage, take him down. Jash will run away. Tante will come through. That's a knock up in. Stun to follow up. Gatling gun will not take him down, but Tante will do. LAKAN will get 2 kills out from that.
Look at that, the top side. They couldn't even exchange a kill off of the map because Dedenne was pretty much aware, and they not necessarily don't have the follow-up, rather, because look at LAKAN. They're already here in the jungle.
Shanty 1 tries to go in. Hexic Ultimatum. Raw 1 will die in the hands from Ziggs as he goes for the Mega Inferno Bomb. And the 69 cannot do anything. And the Baron Nashor will be open for LAKAN Esports.
That's a big bonus. You get row 1, no 80 carry, no consistent 80 carry, 80 damage dealer, rather. And now it's half HP on the Baron.
The Knights want to go for the contest. That's a taunt onto Dedenne, but too much offensive capabilities. Tante onto the backside, goes for the flank as well. That's 2-man stun, 2-man knockup will be there. Valkyrie and Ison will take it down as a response. And the 69 wants to go for the defense, but no, you're too late. LAKAN Esports has already got 1 kill with Baron Nashor. It's a buy 1, take 1.
Arjux, Howling Gale, man, that's that mini MVP moments, just trying to deny and trying to zone out any attempts of Leonites to go inside the pit and commit a possible 50-50 on the Baron. Try to deny that steal, but it was LAKAN who was able to secure that. Another taking down towers after taking down names.
Interesting Mega Inferno Bomb into the hills there. No one will connect it into, but I think that will just give information for LAKAN Esports. Now with the Baron Nashor, they've taken tier 2 turret into the mid lane, and now they can pressure into the inhibitor turret. Because the Knights is at a 10k gold deficit. And when it comes to the gold, that's so important. Stasis 2, Proto Belt 2 as well for LAKAN Esports. So much engaged in defensive capabilities whenever, if ever, they get the disadvantage in. Is now Redemption will get the information for LAKAN Esports. The only Galio is there to go in. 2-man taunt will not be enough to bring him down. Tante will come in. 2-man stun, 2-man knockup as well. Status 4, the Diana to delay that fight. That's gonna be it. Ison will get the double kill. Leonite Esports will fall down, and 2 members remaining for them to go for the defense. Chance is very low on HP, but the LAKAN Esports will get it down, and they're looking for the Nexus base. Another kill to add an extra flavor for LAKAN Esports as they take the series away for the Leonites Esports.